We're all getting pretty used to asking our AI to do simple things, right? Write an email, generate a picture. But what if you could ask it to do something much, much bigger? What if it could actually run an entire project for you? Well, today we're diving headfirst into the world of agentic AI. This is a technology that's about to completely change our relationship with artificial intelligence, taking it from a simple tool to a powerful teammate.
Right now, our relationship with AI is pretty transactional. You know the drill. You give it a very specific one-shot command. Hey, write an email to my boss, or summarize this article, or generate an image of a cat riding a skateboard. It's a tool, and it does exactly what you tell it to do in that one moment.
But just imagine for a second. What if you could give it a much bigger, more complex goal? Not just write an email, but something like launch my new marketing campaign. And that's it. You just walk away. And the AI takes that high-level objective, figures out all the steps, and then actually executes them over days, maybe even weeks, without you having to hold its hand. Well, that world isn't science fiction. It's here, and it has a name: agentic AI. This is the fundamental shift we're talking about, moving from an AI that's passive and just reacts to you to one that's active and proactive. We're going way beyond the simple prompt and into the world of truly autonomous action.
So, what are we really talking about here? Let's get a definition down. Agentic AI is all about autonomous, goal-driven systems that can operate on their own for long stretches of time with very little human supervision. And that shift is, well, it's profound. These systems aren't just responding anymore. They are initiating, they are planning, and they are acting all on their own.
So how do these things actually think? Well, it's not magic. It's a really elegant, continuous loop. First, they perceive their environment. They're constantly sensing what's going on, what data is available, what's changed. Then they plan. They take that huge, messy goal you gave them and break it down into a series of smaller, doable tasks. Next, they act on that plan, using tools just like a human would, maybe a web search or plugging into another piece of software. And here's the kicker, the final step. They learn from what happened, and they adapt the plan based on that feedback. It's this constant cycle of perceiving, planning, acting, and learning.
And that brilliant little loop gives them some absolutely incredible new capabilities that just set them apart. We're talking about real strategic planning over long periods, long-term memory, so they actually remember context from one task to the next, the ability to use external tools to get things done in the real world. And get this, they can even collaborate with other AI agents to tackle problems that are way too big for just one.
Okay, so this all sounds pretty wild, right? But I promise you, this is not just some theory stuck in a lab. Let's take a look at how this technology is already being put to work, reshaping entire industries as we speak. In the world of science, agentic AI is basically becoming the ultimate research assistant. You've got systems that can automate incredibly complex experiments, sift through absolute mountains of data to find patterns no human would ever spot, and even help scientists form brand new hypotheses to test. This could literally accelerate the pace of human discovery. Now think about manufacturing. We're not just talking about a single robot arm on an assembly line. No, we're talking about agentic systems that can look at and optimize an entire supply chain, from predicting demand all the way to managing inventory and coordinating all the robots on the floor, all of it in real time. The impact on healthcare could be absolutely life-changing. We're already seeing agents that can provide real-time patient monitoring from afar, help doctors create truly personalized treatment plans, and even speed up the ridiculously complex process of discovering new drugs. And hey, this stuff even affects your daily commute. In smart cities, agentic AI can become the ultimate traffic controller, talking to cars and traffic lights to cut down on congestion, improve safety, and just generally make our cities flow better. The potential here is just massive. It's undeniable. But, and this is a big but, with this much power and this much autonomy comes a whole new set of really serious challenges. And that brings us to what I like to call the trust equation. And this right here is the central question that keeps researchers and developers up at night. I mean, if an AI can act on its own for weeks at a time, making thousands of decisions without any input from you, how in the world do we make sure we can trust it? How do we know it's going to be reliable, safe, and actually aligned with what we wanted in the first place? The academic research really highlights 4 huge challenges. First up, reliability. Can it actually perform a long, complicated task without just breaking down? Then there's safety. How do we stop it from doing something harmful or totally unexpected, especially when the stakes are high, like in healthcare or finance? Third is interpretability.
This is the classic black box problem. Can we even understand why it made the decisions it made? And finally, governance. When an autonomous system inevitably messes up, who's responsible? Who's accountable?
A huge piece of solving this trust puzzle actually comes down to a pretty basic concept: authenticity. Can we be sure where the information it's using comes from? Can we trace the history of the data or the media that an agent is using to make these critical decisions? So, where do we even start with building that trust? Well, one really interesting piece of the puzzle is an initiative called the C2PA. That's the Coalition for Content Provenance and Authenticity. It was started by big names like Adobe and Microsoft, and its goal is to create a standard to certify where digital content comes from. You can think of it like a digital nutrition label for data. It helps make sure the information an agent learns from is the real deal. Now, of course, this is just one piece of the solution. It helps with the garbage in, garbage out problem, but solving for an agent's actual actions, that's a whole other challenge. So as we slowly start to figure out these massive challenges of trust and governance and safety, what does the future with these incredibly capable agents actually look like? What's next for us? I think the source material we're looking at today puts it perfectly. The real goal here isn't just to build a better tool, right? It's not about making a fancier hammer. The true potential is for agentic AI to become a reliable partner for humans, something that augments our own abilities and helps us tackle problems that have always been just out of our reach. And that really leaves us with the final and maybe most important question to think about. As these AI systems evolve from being simple tools that we command into complex teammates that we collaborate with, what does that really mean for us? For our work, for our creativity, for our very role in the world? The rise of agentic AI isn't just a technological revolution, it's a social one. And it's up to all of us to start thinking about how we want to shape that future.